ready for summer? Have a show of hands on that. Oh, we are very ready. Thank you for coming out tonight for a very special presentation. Last year, the 2017-18 school year, our drama group went to its first, in a long time, One Act Festival. It was a non-competitive event. It's up in Bay City. It's called Love Fest because it's just a generally nice, happy time. There's no first, second, third place. And we gave it a try, and we loved it. We loved just being with other drama groups. We loved the whole environment, the whole atmosphere. And so we knew we were going to return to that again for this school year. And about 15 years ago, Marion Drama gave a go at something called the Mifflin Theater competition. And it was hosted here, actually. We had a good experience, but I just felt like I wanted to focus on family and focus on the 3 shows we do a year, which keeps us pretty busy. This year, as we've moving through the school year, I thought maybe we'll just give MIFA a go. We'll see how it works. We'll maybe not go to Love Fest. We'll just do MIFA districts and all that. So I contacted MIFA and I said, we're thinking about going to Bay City, but not sure. And I said, hey, we'll tell you what, this year you perform at Bay City and we'll give you an automatic spot at regionals. Regionals used to be a very hard thing to get a spot at. And so we had an automatic placement at regionals. And knowing we were at regionals, put in my mind the thought that maybe, this real slim chance, we might have a go at State Theater Festival. And so we went to Bay City, and the judge that watched the show was blown away. And I started having this little bit of an itch that maybe we have a chance at State Theater Festival. This might be a deal. So our first week, 3 weekends ago, that would be the February 1st and 2nd, we were up at Bay City for the weekend and had a great show. We performed for over 700 high school students, 17 other high school programs, had great reviews. People were emotionally moved by the show, and we left it thinking this could be a thing. And so we worked hard. We had all those snow days in the mix, and I started preparing for MIFA. It was going to be a theater competition, quite a bit of a different kind of event. They keep you at a strict 45 minutes or less for your theater show. You're given 25 minutes to do something called Spike, which was what we did before you came in here, setting up, marking where props would go. You're watched all the time. The first weekend at regionals, there was a backstage judge that watched how my group interacted, how they worked as a team, how they followed our backstage directors' orders and flow of the show. And there were 3 judges that watched our show. And we did our show. It was very well received again, great response from the audience. And again, the judges really liked our show. And there was an awards assembly later that night, and they were going to release the top 2 schools that were guaranteed a spot at States. We were not one of those 2 schools. We later learned that we actually scored high enough to be that one of the schools, but just the way it all panned out in the decision process, we would have been a proper 3rd. But there was still a chance we could go to States. So we leave Avondale, which where our regionals was, and we are on our way home, and I'm heading down I-94, and my son calls me. And he said, Dad, I just checked the website, and we got a placement at States. Marine City High School has never been to regionals. Marine City High School has never been to State Theater Festival at all. And so we were so proud that put pressure on, and another week filled with snow days to get ready. We actually, out of our whole prep, we got 1 night on the stage to rehearse. Our other rehearsals were held in basements, thank you, Lynn family. We rehearsed in our media center. There were times we wanted the cafeteria, but there's a schedule conflict, so we crammed in my room. And these kids, these amazing, outstanding, talented kids that are behind me on side stage, pulled together a state-worthy festival show, rehearsing in people's basements, which is just phenomenal for what you're about to see, because this show needs room. As you'll see in a few moments. And so I'm just so proud of what this group has done over the last 3 weekends. When we went to States, we didn't place, they have a top 3, we didn't place the top 3, we were just happy to be there. But there were several awards, and we found out from MIFA yesterday that there's an award called Innovations Award. And we were second place. They don't call it out at the awards assembly, but we were actually second out of all the schools at States for Innovations Award, which means the approach we had to the story was clever and unique, which you'll see here in a few minutes. There's too many awards to call out, but every week different students got called out. The first weekend at Love Fest, Morgan Vermilia was recognized for her excellence in puppeting. Logan McCullough and Shane Voss were recognized for their acting. The second week, our makeup team, which I'll forget names, but our whole makeup team was recognized for excellence. Josh Foz was recognized for excellence in acting. Shane Voss was recognized for excellence in acting. And so we had those distinguishing awards. And then last week at States, our whole ensemble, which had been working hard to perfect what you're about to see here on the stage, were recognized with an award of excellence for how they portray and bring emotion to the show. Once again, Shane Voss was recognized for an award of excellence at a state level. Am I missing anyone actually on this list? And then we received superiors, which are very hard to get. And we were very pleased that Scout McCullough and Josh Foz both were recognized for acting on a superior level. And then our very own Ashley Cook, who is our backstage manager, was the only backstage manager to be recognized with a superior award, which is pretty phenomenal. So for all those awards, let's show these guys. That were part of the process. Specifically, I want to thank Mike and Kim Tomasek, who for 3 weekends pulled their big, huge van and pulled the band trailer, thank you, Steve Fox, all the way up to Bay City and back, all the way to Avondale and back, and all the way to Woodhaven and back. And really, we're just a great help. I want to thank Judy and Jeff Foz. Jeff built the plane you're about to see. It's a beautiful set piece, and Judy was instrumental, and all the parents, Beth and Lori and Laura, and all the many parents, mom and wife, that were there week after week after week, just being a part of that. I didn't name it just because I had to teach 2 days in a row, and that's pretty tough. Anyways, thank you so much, though, for all of your help and support. Thank you for coming out tonight and supporting us. You're going to get to see a very special show. It'll still be around 45 minutes, but you won't feel like that clock is ticking on us. By the way, both weeks we were at about 44 minutes and 30 seconds. We went over 45 minutes and we get a penalty. For Jay McCullough to have a show under 45 minutes is a pretty spectacular accomplishment. But we're just really pleased to present this to you. This is a wonderful story. 2 years ago on Netflix, there was an animated version of the well-known story Little Prince. And typical of me, bawled all the way through it. And what we're presenting tonight is the core, the actual story from the book, which is the journey about what life's supposed to be about. Not about money, not about how well you look, not about how much knowledge or power you have, and not letting time control you, but life is about pursuit of that which you love. So there's a rose in this story that symbolizes, for however you want to take it, romantic love, friendship, family love, but the little prince, with that childlike perspective, gets it. He's willing to sacrifice his life to be with love, to have that love, and could care less about all the other distractions in life. So it's a beautifully told story that I hope you guys enjoy tonight, and thank you so much for coming out. Afterwards, they'll be up for a meet and greet afterwards, and just thank you for all your support on this journey. Marine City High School, are you ready?
Look to the stars!
When I was 6 years old, once upon a very long time ago, I made this drawing. And when I showed this masterpiece to the grown-ups and asked, "Does this frighten you?" They said, "Why should anyone be frightened by a hat?" It was not a hat. You see, I had to explain to them more clearly. It was a boa constrictor having swallowed an elephant. But this time they said, "Put away your crayons. Do something mathematical, or something with geography, or something important. So I did. But I always kept this drawing as a test of true understanding. But no matter who I showed it to, they would always say, "That is a hat." So I threw it away, and I never again spoke about primeval forest or stars or boa constrictors. And I never again made another drawing. No. Instead, I learned to pilot airplanes. And I lived my life alone. Up until about 6 years ago, when I had an accident with my plane over the desert of the Sahara. Whoa! Hold on there, friend. Where are we? Somewhere over the Sahara, I imagine. Or somewhere otherwhere? What's the matter with you? Looks like I'm going to have to take you down. Whoa! Whoa! Come in! Dangerous! Dangerous! Come in! This is solitaire. Somebody, anybody, come in. This is solitaire. I need to make an emergency landing. Make an emergency landing. Approximately. Whoa! Whoa! The next day, as I worked on my plane 1,000 miles from any human habitation, he appeared. And it took me a long time to figure out where he came from. Who are you? Where's your family? Where do you come from? Don't you ever answer a question?
What is this object?
That is not an object. That is my plane, my friend.
Hello!
It doesn't speak. It's true, I speak to it occasionally, but it doesn't answer back.
That doesn't seem very satisfactory.
It's an airplane. It flies.
You dropped down from the sky?
Yes.
What?
What's so funny? His laughter irritated me. I like my misfortunes taken seriously.
You do come from the sky. Which is your planet?
What?
Although it's true with that airplane, you couldn't have come very far.
You come from another planet.
Listen to that sunset. So you hear the music.
What music?
It's wonderful that the sun sets at such a long time here. You see, on my planet, they're much shorter, but there's so many more of them.
All right, enough of this. I need to get back to work on my plane.
One day, I watched the sunset 44 times.
44 times?
Come with me.
Enough of this. I have important things to
Come. You see, where I come from, it's so small that you can move your chair a few steps and see the day end and twilight fall as many times as you like. But on your planet, you can walk and still be in the same magnificent sunset. One loves the sunset when one is sad.
Were you sad then?
I kept wondering what it was that I was missing and wishing I had. So far away from home, it's good to have someone to watch the sunset with. You see, back then, I lived alone. I'd wake up every morning with such a lot to do. You see, there were the baobabs.
Ah, yes, the baobab.
They burrow down so deeply and spread their roots so wide that if I don't dig them up immediately, they could destroy my planet into little pieces. It's very hard work. One day, however, something felt. Well, that was the day of the 44 sunsets. Something was missing.
Did you find the answer to that in the sunset?
No, not in the sunset, but in the dawn the next day. That morning, from a seed blown from who knows where, a small sprout appeared. And it wasn't like any other sprout on my planet. So I observed it closely. You see, it could have been some new kind of baobab. But soon it became clear. It was something entirely new. It stopped growing and began to produce a flower. A flower like no other I'd ever seen before. It chose its colors carefully and adjusted its petals one by one. A mysterious and glorious creature. Until finally, just as the dawn rose.
Oh. Oh.
You are so beautiful.
I am?
Yes,
Oh. What is that?
beautiful? It's something pleasing to see.
Oh, beautiful. Huh. What's that?
That's a volcano.
Oh, it's beautiful.
No, it's just a
And
volcano.
that's beautiful too.
No, those are baobabs.
And that. And that. And that's beautiful as well. There's so much to see here.
You are the most beautiful flower.
What's a flower?
Well, you're a flower.
Oh!
And you're the most beautiful one on my planet.
There are other flowers here.
Not unique like you. Unique like nothing else in all the world. What is it?
You and me.
No. I'm you. And you're me.
This is very confusing.
It doesn't matter, really. All that matters is we're here together. What is it?
What's we?
Well, that's you and me together. We're we. We spent so many lovely times together. But as time went on, things changed.
Sounds familiar. My experience has been much the same with flowers I've known.
She seemed to resent every moment I spent away from her tending my chores.
La 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 la.
What is it?
There's a monster crawling on me.
Oh, that's just a caterpillar. They're really marvelous creatures. One day, it'll turn into a beautiful butterfly. But if it upsets you, I'll take it away. In just a moment.
I seem to be very dry. Do you think I might have a drink?
Oh, certainly. As soon as I get these last little baobabs. What is it?
Water.
Are you all right?
My
I didn't understand you. I had so many questions, but no one to ask. I had to leave. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Take the screen away, please.
But the wind.
I don't really need it. The night air will do me good. I am a flower, after all.
Here then, let me take that last caterpillar away. I know how it upsets.
No, leave it. I suppose I must endure the presence of 2 or 3 caterpillars if I wish to be acquainted with the butterflies. I hear them very beautiful. And if not the caterpillars or the butterflies, who will I talk to? You will be far away. And for any of the large creatures, I'm not afraid. I have my thorns. I have my thorns to protect me. Don't linger like this. You made decisions, now go. Of course I will. Goodbye.
That was the last time I saw her. Is that my flower?
It's just a doodle.
You should doodle more often. Of course, her stem is really longer, and she has more petals than that, and she has 4 thorns. You remember.
Listen, I've told you, I don't draw.
It's all right. The children will understand.
Children weren't the problem. It was the grown-ups who couldn't see.
It's really quite good. Maybe one day you could be an artist.
An artist instead of what? Listen, I've told you, I don't draw. And besides, I have important things to do.
Important things.
Yes, important things. And besides, is it time for you to take your leave? The sun has set after all.
Tomorrow. I traveled from star to star, drifted around the cosmos, until I came upon an entire group of planets, each inhabited by only one person. The first one I came to